Jadi ini P?
Ini ihan tää hotel.
Hotel ni narang seda?
Tää hotel.
Oh.
Nee, mag ik dat? Fish breakfast.
That's clear, but it's a Mediterranean the Yemenite Quarter and the Carmel Market here on our left, beyond the trees, and an old mosque. These were actually two separate towns. So Jaffa was, after the visit to Jaffa, is the old train station. You see that building over there, left from you, the square building behind. Along the coast, you go that way, you get to the Israeli coast, and you get Lebanon, which is ancient Phoenicia, where used to be King Hiram of Tyre, a well-known figure. And after that you get Syria, then you get Turkey, Greece, and so forth. So Israel, or in ancient days, she's always there, or Israel, or Canaan as she was called, Canaan, the ancient Canaan where the Canaanites used to live before we were talking about Israelites, basically used to live in this part of the world. Very strategic. And he then spent the day, that's why I stopped him, because you see these rooftops. He spent some time lying on a rooftop where he falls asleep. There's a very important story that takes place there. What happens? He falls asleep and he has a dream of a sheep coming out of the sky with all these green and crawling. What do you mean by green and crawling? Unclean food, And somebody asked me this morning, I said, hey, is that meat there? We won't have meat with milk things together because we normally eat kosher. Meat and on there, 1740, the first Jewish hostel in Jaffa was established here. So you're dealing with very old, it's a very new country, Israel, but sometimes we can find these really old places back. And one of these old places is a small hostel and a synagogue which was used by Jews from Libya. Okay, this here. By the way, this stone here, this is what you call kurkab. This is sandstone, and all the old cities or towns along the coast were built from this stuff. Okay, so an old Libyan synagogue which is still being used, and it's Shabbat now. It's Saturday, so people are actually going to synagogue now. You see that? Church bells. Here, very well. That is no. Synagogues have no bells. This is the St. Peter Church. I'll go stand here a bit so everyone can hear. You heard the last bell? That's from. So we didn't build the pyramids. The pyramids were built by the Egyptians, and Moses comes into the story around 2000 BC, and Joshua about 1200 BC. And King David mixed it with straw, let it dry in the sun, and those would become mud stones. And that they would build houses. And then here, during the dig, people found walls that were and that's the north where King Hiram came from. And Jerusalem is just that way. Like you came in like that. And the port of Jaffa, the port of Jaffa would be below here with very treacherous rocks. Okay, so.
Okay, so we're going to do a bit of a read from Chronicles. And it says, Then King Hiram, king of Tyre, answered in writing, which he sent to Solomon, because the Lord had loved his people, he had made thee king over them. Hiram said, moreover, Blessed be the Lord of Israel that made heaven and earth, who hath given David a wise son, endured with prudence and understanding, that I might build a house for the Lord, and a house for his kingdom. And now I have sent you a cunning man, endued with understanding, of Hiram my father, the son of a woman of the daughter of Dan, and his father was a man of Tyre, skillful to work in gold, in silver, in brass, in iron, in stone, in timber, in purple, in blue, and in fine linen, and in crimson. Also to grave any manner of graving, and to find out every device which shall be put to him, with thy cunning men, and with the cunning men of the Lord, David thy father. Now therefore the wheat and the barley, the oil and the wine, which my Lord hath spoken of, let him send unto his servants. And he will put wood out of Lebanon, as much as thou shalt need, and we shall bring it to thee in floats by sea to Jaffa, and thou shalt carry it up to Jerusalem.
And the chimney, that is just over the other side of the Yarkon River. So that is the northern extremity of Tel Aviv. But if you go a bit more this way, so come all this way a bit. Then you can see the skyscrapers, right? There's one skyscraper that looks like a zebra, like that way, with an older skyscraper next to it, a white one, sort of an old-fashioned one. The old-fashioned one is there. You see it? The white one, and the zebra one next to it. The zebra one, that used to be the highest building in the Middle East until a couple of decades ago. So things have changed. That was actually the first skyscraper in Israel, and it stands on the oldest part of Tel Aviv. That is where Tel Aviv was founded in 19. It's a beautiful fountain with all the symbols of the zodiac. So while you can take some pictures here, I'm going to try to find out what it is, and I'll go register us for the visitor center. And you see that people towards the end of their lives, Jews towards the end of their lives, insisted on being buried here on the Mount of Olives. And you see that people towards the end of this, and would try to find a way to be buried here. And that's exactly what happened. Now, burial has been going on earlier than that, and if you look down, there's a little monument straight ahead. There's a little thing shaped like that, a round thing there, down there. That is one of the older tombs that goes back to the days of the priests in the days of the temple, when you had priests connected to the sacrifice on the temple, which were from Rome. After the Greeks and the Romans had also entered the country here, their how do you call it? Their culture pervaded the Jewish culture and tradition. And what happened? Well, the bodies next to each other, it fills up at a certain point, or it becomes pretty gruesome because you make a pit and you put all the bones in there, and then you don't know anymore who is who. So with the resurrection, people were thinking about all these things, and they were trying to give it a. There's just a hole in. Ooh, don't walk through the through the garden, please. So there's a hole in the ground here, just like there. Only that's a bit. But the church is a building that didn't exist in Jesus' days. In Jesus' days, this is how you were buried. Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus, yeah, probably two followers of Jesus already, had a tomb which was meant to be their family tomb, and they buried Jesus in the family tomb. But when you go to the Holy Sepulchre, you think like, oh, that's the tomb. No, it's not the tomb. These are the tombs. Things like this. And they were all around Jerusalem. Caves, dug out caves, and over the centuries we see many of these caves. Yeah. So the ossuaries, that's actually the English word, names that were common in those days. The name Jesus comes from Yeshua. Yeah? So at the end of the tour in the garden, we first do the garden and then you come back. Okay. Bring it in. Oh. Our group come together.
Afterwards, you can get into. I'll let you go into the church first.
Under this building, and we'll tell you in a minute what it is down there. Shore of the lake, and if the water comes higher,
Et elle a toujours été dans le centre de l'Européen chantier. Pendant ce plaisir, on a trouvé beaucoup de grandes quantités de volontaires et des choses qui sont spécifiques aussi. On peut trouver ces quantités avec un brick qui est ici, juste dans la maison de Saint-Pierre.
Oh, you don't see streets. You see streets? Or alleys or something? If you look at this. Yeah? This is the street here in front of me, that's the street. And where the two palm trees are standing, with the cypress trees, see that? That is between this whole rectangle here. This is like one compound where people live, extended families. You can compare it a bit with large Palestinian families that still live a very traditional. Let's have a look here. live in the north, and they erected these beautiful buildings made from stones, quarried and put together like that, with round pillars in the corners, sort of put together. So you have heart-shaped corner pillars. But further, there isn't much that would actually make you think this is a synagogue. And the reason that these were synagogue, because in a synagogue, what is the direction of prayer? From? Where do you pray to? To the east, yeah? The rising sun. Jews pray towards Jerusalem, which is in the south, that way. We pray to Jerusalem. Which means you would enter through the main entrance, then you turn around, and that's a bit awkward. It means that everyone who comes in late, the whole community is looking at him going like, so you're late again, aren't you, Mr. Cohen? So, no, that maybe happened, but didn't happen. It's Capernaum, Mount of the Beatitudes over there somewhere. It's all very clear to see. That is now meaning that
Carpet. Cartel ponen hal di diak mana?
What the weather is, but the idea is to go to outskirts from where we can look over the city quietly. It's quite dramatic, this, with the clouds over it. You don't see that every day. Very. that's where on Wednesday we'll be walking.
You take one and see if it's okay. They maybe hit the wrong thing.
Greek Orthodox.
Do you hold your finger? Here, give that.
In the middle of the right of the yellow light.
You want to get it? Yeah, it's stunning. Oh my goodness. 3 or 4 years ago, the steps have been closed off completely. You used to be able to walk down those steps. They're pretty much some of the original steps into the city. But due to people trying to take small pieces of souvenirs away with them, they've had to close those gates now, and you can't actually walk over the steps
There's a
anymore.
small part where you can walk on.
Well, if it's, yeah, but most of it's not closed off. We'll go down there now and then.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay. So, I thought it'd be nice, you know, yeah.
Depois São Pedro vem até Ziz, quando o bolo com a coragem da torre, vem até Ziz. Fatinha vem direto. Passa por quê? Se você
Different types of pomegranates. We have sweet, sour, and sweet and sour. We make juice or eat the insides, and then from the skins we make different colors. More expensive is the spice saffron for deep golden color. But the most expensive colors to make were the blues and the purples. Blue and purple is extremely expensive to make. In this part of the world back then, what they used to make... Actually, she's so skilled it does kind of look magical. This is because she has 2,018 years of experience. Ladies, it's all that olive oil. It's really good for your skin, you know? Yeah. Especially from our gift shop, of course. Then she hangs the string. And don't worry if you can't see it, she'll turn around. One by one, she pulls the strings from the back side of the loom past the front row with her fingers, holding them in her palm, to essentially make a new set of double vertical rows. And then she passes the shuttle between them to make the new horizontal row like so. Okay, now the people who couldn't see. One by one, she pulls the strings from the back side of the loom, from the front, past the front with her fingers, holding them in her palm, essentially making a new set of double vertical rows, and then with the shuttle, She passes it through between them to make the new horizontal row. Then she's got a comb. She uses the comb to tighten the row into place against the last row, and that's how new rows are born. The finished product is 100% wool. It's totally, utterly handmade. No machines. And these are natural dyes only. No artificial colors. No sugars. No sweeteners.
The easiest thing to do is to buy your kids something.
Hi, Sarah. Kulit bathroom baka. Kulit bathroom baka. Cantik. Kulit bathroom. One way.
So much. This has been a big tour for us. It's been important to me. And Alan's just went off on the phone with us, so I wanted to thank him. We've worked with Travax now for over 25 years. The previous generation, and now Alan and I work alongside each other. We have an agreement. Travax doesn't work with anyone else in Ireland, and we don't work with anyone else in Israel. So we're both family businesses. I call him my Israeli brother. So if you lift your glasses, I'd like to raise a toast to Travax. He's now 81 years of age. He says he's 18 because they're really close to front. And next year he's 28. We've a long-standing relationship with Travax, and we'd like to thank you a lot. Thank you.
Sharon and
roads
Zakela,
that I
tu na
was
Zakela
driving
que for
on, I was thinking of 50 sides taken out of cars.
That's because you haven't seen the Catholic show on the Tuesday.
So we'd like to thank Miguel for bringing us safely. I call him Samson, I think his strength's in his hair. So Miguel, when you come up, we'd just like to give you a gift from the group for driving us. So if you come up, we'd like to present you with this. And I'm asking Miguel to do this. Another member of the family. Thank you. In the morning, we have a different bus driver back to the airport. Everybody was sleeping anyway, but it's just because this will, when Miguel brings us back tonight, that we'll not see Miguel for the next time we're there. And beside every good driver is a good guy. I always say that I always get the best guy, and Philip and I always say we work well together. But we understand each other. Maybe we both got Irish wit and sarcasm and all the rest of it. So we'd like Philip to come up as well and give him a huge round of applause for everything. I told him not to get up early in the morning, but he insists that he's going to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. But again, he is another group. One of the other guys has laryngitis or something like that and can't speak, so he has shortly going off to post on the group that's arriving tomorrow. So thank you to everybody. The desserts are about to arrive now. Okay. I thought I'd give you a 5-minute break. And we've also got a special 25th anniversary cake tonight. So that's a one-off, and thank you all very much again for coming with us. Thank you. Thank you.
For arranging such a perfect trip. It's been absolutely wonderful. So I'd like you to raise your glasses to the next 25 years.